Oh, that's all I had to do? Okay, that works. A big key. It's got a cross on it, so I'm gonna guess that goes to the chapel. Okay, let me out of here. There we go. So let's go check out the chapel. I apologize if I don't feel lively. If I don't seem lively, but it's like 5 a.m. It's like 5 a.m. right now. In fact, I don't even know why I'm awake. I just spontaneously, hey, let's go play Scratches. Okay, why not? That seems like a decent idea. The lock produced a loud noise that echoed in the quietness of the area. It made me wonder about the secrets that have been kept safe and undisturbed in here for years. Let's find out. Not even inside the chapel did I perceive a peaceful environment. The deadly stillness was deeply unnerving. Okay. Let's have a look-see. The chalice was lavish and pleasing to the eye, but sadly, it was of no use. Yeah. Unless it actually turns out to be the frickin' Holy Grail. That'd be interesting. The accoutrements inside the chapel, though mostly golden and shiny, looked sad and fragile. Some kind of small metal ring. Gee, that's definitely not a trap door. The cabinet on the small loft contained items that seemed to have belonged to a priest. What's this? The Holy Bible. Okay. Oh, a nail. Why the heck was there a nail hidden inside a Bible? That's just weird. Okay. Works for me. Maybe it's a holy nail. Maybe it's the actual nail that nailed Jesus to the cross. Who knows? That's kind of creepy, actually. Giant wooden Jesus. There was a large wooden statue of Christ looking after the holy place. Metal ring. I see a hole in his feet. Don't know what that did, but probably has something to do with unlocking this. So let's use this crowbar. Oh, cool. What did that do? Maybe a hammer? That was pointless. Okay. What did that do? Something was curiously different about the NRI sign now. Okay. What do I do with that? Well, let's use the crowbar. Everything works with the crowbar. Of course. The crowbar works. That was creepy. I don't want to go down there. Okay, let's steel ourselves for the plunge. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. No light. Nope, a candle. We've got 2 matches left. Okay, this is interesting. Piles of books. Most of the books scattered in this hidden room were about occultism and African culture. Even their titles were disturbing. What was that, a stick? The branch was very odd looking. Okay. Strange titles such as De Vermis Mysterious give me the shivers. As much as I love books, I didn't dare to even open these. Sounds like our main character is getting a bit superstitious. Christopher, this may very well be my last notes in this regard. I'm afraid Catherine has finally realized what I've been doing here all this time. In vain, I've tried to explain myself, and I know what might have been the outcome had I kept insisting. If you could only believe me, Christopher, because I know you intend well, but I can feel the doubt in your heart. Put your rational thoughts aside for a moment and yield to the facts. If I can do it, someone who was constantly taught in the wonders of science ever since his childhood, then so can you. I'm hoping that you will contemplate the possibility of some truth in my assessments once you read about my latest findings. It is imperative that you carry on with this task. Catherine is watching my every step, and I'm afraid she'll take strong measures if I do anything out of the ordinary. Did you know she's been talking to other doctors besides you, and psychiatrists? My God, Christopher, I fear she is willing to shut me up in a madhouse. How is it possible that all you won't believe me, as if what happened with my son wasn't enough proof? In my adjacent notes to you, you will find exhaustive essay on the origin of the curse, and what should be done to eliminate it. I know the whole amulet deal must sound crazy to you, but you have to trust me on this. The tribe has been doing this for centuries. Are you going to forfeit all that knowledge and experience? They faced a god, Christopher, and they lived to tell about it. Now it's our turn to live and tell the story. And Christopher, If we fail to remove the curse and anything happens to me, I want you to do it. And I have to complete the mental faculties. Why I'm asking you on this. It's becoming more and more dangerous lately. Do not hesitate. There's simply no way you would be the only one left. There's simply no way, and you would be the only one left who can do it. Promise me. Promise me you will. I know I'm asking you to become a cold-hearted murderer, but Christopher, our lives, and possibly many others, are at stake. Isn't that enough to forget your vow? James. Holy shit. Okay, so, human sacrifice ritual. Spooky stuff. This is getting even more creepy. Okay. What do I do now? Okay, yeah, let's get out of here. It's creepy in here. Jeez, now I'm all jumpy. Wait. Oh, this is more. The folklore of the Dalmar is just as disturbing as their vicious attacks. My researches have been correct. If my researches have been correct, then I could have stumbled upon one of the most ancient tribes ever known to humanity, dating back to the era where the so-called Bushmen inhabited South Africa. We're talking over 20,000 years ago. How could any civilization manage to survive all this time without ever hunting or expanding, just being there? I don't dare to imagine what 200 centuries of inbreeding and cannibalism can do to people. I've seen them, and they can't be called human. What is most unsettling is their mystical background, impossible to be considered a religion due to its complete lack of basic rules and maturity. The only simple premise is to keep an evil entity at bay, which has been stalking them since the beginning of time, or the Dark Ages. At this point in my research, I've had to stop and consider the implications. The Dalmar actually thought that of their later period, the systematic slaughtering of mankind as good times, or golden ages. I thank the Lord that this tribe never managed to grow, as I seriously think the region, maybe even the entire continent, would have suffered terrible consequences. The history is so ancient that it makes me feel dizzy. The vengeful god, which is incidentally referred to as Dolhalm, would control the Dalmar via its many incarnations. Most of the time, it would be a tall feline figure, always dwelling in shadows and slaying any villager who would unwittingly come close. Some say its deadly claws would not only penetrate your body, but your soul. The purpose of the harassment is unclear. It would look as if the Dalmar were simply toys to play with. It seems that the Dalmar managed to free themselves from its clutches with the help of an amulet or charm, which would effectively force the entity to retreat. The most curious thing is how this amulet was conceived. Two main elements were required to perform the exorcising of this evil, and they had to be strictly related to each other, one representing the victim, the other representing the victimizer. To achieve this, something related to each was used. While I'm not sure what is referred to as the victim, I think it be concluded that anything belonging to any villager would have served, given that they were all victims. As for something representing the victimizer, it may have been more complicated. What could possibly be related to a god? This god in question. Next, these elements had to be mixed with a rare medicinal plant native in the region, which apparently had the properties to blend both items together as long as they were not too solid. Finally, a branch of a particular tree, whose name escapes me now, had to be used as the holder of the blended item. It is on this item that a mysterious blessing was performed. It should be noted that all the elements had to be organic. Oh, that's creepy. The Dalmar successfully released themselves from the control of the vicious god with an intense ritual that seems to have taken days to perform. In the end, the amulet was so powerful that the entity surrendered to their will and offered divine power in exchange for sacrifices. But the Dalmar wouldn't allow to be fooled. They decided that getting rid of this evil once and for all would be the wisest thing to do. So they managed to capture its spirit and store it someplace for the ages to come. My God, the evil spirit was cast into a mask, trapped inside the confines of its blessed wood for eternity, a mask which its description bears uncanny resemblance to... Who am I fooling? It's that mask. The Dalmar would keep the spirit at bay via regular rituals, involving the bloody sacrifices of the aforementioned amulet. The last book I read today about the Dalmar, in reality, 2 small paragraphs, as I'm using bonus reading in a book lent by the museum, has revealed to me something that left me completely paralyzed with terror. I always wondered, since I began studying them, what made the Dalmar savagely slaughter neighboring tribes without any apparent reason. Was it a violent, raw instinct? Did they feel threatened in any way? Was it a perverse and ungodly sense of enjoyment? No. It was fear. Fear that someone else would take the mask and release the god. They killed to protect themselves from falling again into the Dark Ages. If they went to such extreme lengths to avoid this, then what did they have to endure when the entity was free? The rituals haven't been performed on the mask for years now. What have I done? What have I done? I was shocked to learn about this evil, terrible as it was. I still wondered to what extent James Blackwood went to get rid of the curse. Okay, so, judging from what we've read, we already have parts that we need for the ritual, and that is this African plant that we clipped from the greenhouse, and this branch that we just found here. Oh boy, this is intense. Now I'm even more jumpy. Okay, I think it's about time we called Jerry and told him about this. Oh, wait, one thing I have to do first. The first time I tried to enter the greenhouse, I crashed, and I had to redo everything that I hadn't done up to that point. And there's one thing that I forgot to do, so I'm going to have to repeat that really quick, just before we go with Jerry. this again. There. Okay, that's all I had to do. Watch. It's gonna crash again before I get to this phone. I bet you anything. Well, not really, but still. There are a lot of doors in this house. Okay, I'm gonna save here. Oh, okay.
Yes?
Jerry, it's me.
Michael, I was about to call you.
Why?
I've been thinking about what you told me, and you could be onto something there, but I'm worried about your safety now. This could be dangerous.
What do you mean by dangerous?
Well, let's suppose you're right, and James Blackwood is indeed hiding somewhere inside the house. He's a madman, a murderer, and your life could be in danger.
Jerry, if James Blackwood is still alive, he'd be nothing more than a harmless, decrepit old man. I don't think I'd have any problem outdoing him.
And what if he is armed?
I'm willing to take that risk. He surely knows I'm here by now. What if he's waiting for me to leave so that he can escape? I can't miss this opportunity.
The opportunity of what, for Christ's sake?
Of knowing. I'm already too much into this, Jerry. And if I don't know what happened inside this house, I won't be able to sleep again.
You're obsessed. You were supposed to finish your book, get some rest, and now look at this. What are you going to say to your editor?
Who knows, maybe this whole episode inspires me to write that ending. I'm sorry. I can't leave this now, Jerry. It's too late.
I can't believe this. I don't understand you. Doesn't the possibility of spending another night in that house with a creepy old man hiding in the basement scare you?
I know what you're trying to do. Goodbye, Jerry.
Michael? Michael! It's dangerous, do you hear me? Dangerous! You have to leave that place!
I'll keep you informed.
And so the insanity creeps on. Oh boy. Alright, let's get started. Alright, let's do this. I'm not entirely sure what to do now. Had someone just been at the front gates? What? I'm not sure why it said that. Maybe it was just a feeling. Maybe they left something in the mailbox. Oh! Dear Mr. Michael Arthate, due to irregularities during its acquisition process carried over by Mr. Jerry P. Carter, you are immediately leave the property known as Blackwood Manor. If you fail to comply, legal proceedings will be enforced against you. You have 2 days to effectively abandon the property after the issuing of this notice. We take no responsibility for the courier service. A police officer is due to arrive at the Blackwood Manor on Tuesday, October 15th. Should you be present, you will be immediately taken into custody without further notification. The National Trust. Okay, that's just creepy. So that was the reason why Jerry wanted me to leave the house so badly. I bitterly realized that he wouldn't come for me, and that it was up to me to find a way to leave the house. Okay. We didn't do much in here. So this charges things. So, if we need a way to leave, and the reason we can't is because our car battery is dead, well then, let's charge it up. At least enough to get this car started for once. Some sort of device attached to it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Handy. We now have an escape plan. Okay. It was the battery of the car which supposedly held a small charge. I'm so clever. Okay, let's see if this works. As I prepared myself to leave the manor, I suddenly felt responsible for disturbing the forces that had up till now lain dormant inside the house. I had to do something. You can see the shadow that was in the picture where the body was buried. Well, since we've disturbed the forces at the house already, might as well do it some more. Where's that shovel? Did I leave the shovel in there? I don't think I did. Well, that's embarrassing. I can't seem to find it. Oh, there it is. I can't tell. Is that a jawbone right there? I don't think it is. Yeah, it looks like it is. That's sad. I don't actually think that was Catherine. Let's dig again. Let's see if we can find it in a different place. There we go. I was equally terrified and saddened upon uncovering the dead body of Catherine Blackwood. All those years, she was left to rot in this improvised tomb. The corpse was all contorted and rotten beyond recognition. What horrified me most was the aspect of its teeth leaping out at disturbing angles. I tried to pull out a tooth without success. Well, I'm not sure why we want a tooth. There we go. Doing my best to contain my repulsion, I pulled out a tooth from the body. I quietly left, burying Miss Blackwood back to her dead, cold dreams. Oh boy, that's creepy. Okay. Okay, let us continue. So we have a tooth. I guess we could use that for DNA evidence to confirm that it is her body. Or we can go through with the ritual to banish the spirit from this house, I suppose. Okay. Well, first we need the actual amulet. I can't imagine where that would be other than in here. Aha! Something that looked like a lion's claw was firmly attached to a necklace. Okay. Well, I guess since we can't take the actual necklace, we'll take that. And remember, this is to represent the evil god in the ritual, and from James's research we know that the god was a sort of feline entity, so a tiger's claw should work pretty well. So we need to